So, your practical exam. It's that final hurdle designed to really test your skills when the pressure's on. But here's a thought. What if that pressure was actually your biggest opportunity? A chance to prove you're not just a student, but a true professional ready for the real world. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how to make that happen.
Oh, I totally get it. You've got the examiner with the clipboard. The clock is ticking away. It can feel like a lot. But I want you to try and think of it less as a test and more like a performance. It's your stage. It's your chance to show everyone that you are a safe, you are a competent, and you are a confident therapist. And we're going to show you exactly how to nail that performance.
You're probably thinking success means remembering every single tiny detail from your textbook, right? But honestly, it all boils down to 3 core principles, 3 main pillars. If you can truly master these, you're not just on track to pass, you're setting yourself up for an amazing career.
So here's our game plan. We'll walk through each of these 3 pillars. We've got client safety, flawless hygiene, and expert assessment. And then we'll wrap it all up by tackling the most common mistakes people make and, more importantly, how to turn them into point-scoring opportunities. You ready? Let's dive in.
First up, Pillar 1, client safety. And let me be clear, this is the absolute bedrock of everything you do. It is non-negotiable. Before you even think about an advanced treatment, you have to prove you can assess your client's sensory perception to prevent any kind of injury. And this is where your sensory tests come into play.
Okay, so you've got 2 key sensory checks you need to nail, the thermal and the tactile tests. The thermal test is pretty straightforward. You're using hot and cold tubes to check if they can feel temperature correctly. The tactile test is even simpler. You use a cotton bud to check their sense of touch. They might seem basic, but trust me, they are absolutely critical for making sure your client has normal nerve responses before you get started.
The procedure for the thermal test is just a perfect example of how you can show off your professionalism. Following these steps is key, of course, but the most crucial one, the one examiners are always looking for, is step 2. You have to test that hot water tube on your own wrist first. It's such a small action, but it screams safety, care, and diligence. Don't forget it.
Now, client safety doesn't just stop with pre-treatment checks. It's about constant monitoring during the treatment itself. And that's where the 1 to 10 pain scale becomes your best friend. It takes you beyond a simple, "is this okay?" and helps you gather real, objective feedback, making sure the treatment is both effective and comfortable.
You need to use this exact phrasing. Seriously, commit it to memory. It shows the examiner you are in control and completely focused on your client. It doesn't matter if you're checking massage pressure or the intensity of a machine. This specific question proves you're actively managing your client's comfort and safety. It's a guaranteed way to score some major points.
Okay, let's move on to our second pillar, hygiene. And I don't just mean wiping down your station. In your exam, you need to show a clinical understanding of aseptic technique, which is just a fancy way of saying the methods you use to prevent contamination. This is where you really show you're a clinical practitioner, not just a beautician.
So, for treatments like microneedling, you're going to need a sterile field. It sounds complicated, but it's not. All you're doing is using a simple sterile wound pack to create a little safe zone for your device. If you follow these steps precisely, you are demonstrating complete mastery over cross-contamination control. It's that simple.
And this brings me to a huge exam strategy. Narrate your actions. Don't just do it, say it. Stating this simple sentence out loud confirms to the examiner that you not only know what you're doing, but more importantly, you know why you're doing it. It's the exact same principle when it comes to sterile gloves. The procedure is meticulous, and for a very good reason. You pick up that first glove by its inside cuff, and the second one by sliding your gloved fingers under its cuff. This whole dance ensures your sterile gloves never, ever touch your bare skin. It's a dance of precision, and you need to know the steps.
But hey, mistakes happen. We're all human. In an exam, what really matters is how you handle them. So if you accidentally contaminate a glove, do not just ignore it and hope they didn't see. Stop. State clearly, "I've contaminated this glove," and you start over. Acknowledging and correcting your mistake will earn you way more points than pretending it never happened.
All right, let's hit our third and final pillar, expert assessment. This is where you really elevate yourself from basic skin care into professional skin analysis. You need to show that you can use the right tools to understand what's happening not just on the skin's surface, but deep down underneath it. Your 2 best friends here are the magnifying lamp and the Woods lamp. Think of the mag lamp as your high-definition look at the surface. It shows you things like texture, pores, and fine lines. But the Woods lamp,
That's like your pair of X-ray goggles. It uses UV light to go deeper, showing you all the things you can't see, like dehydration, oiliness, or hidden pigmentation.
A truly professional analysis follows a clear, systematic process. It's a routine. After you've cleansed and protected the eyes, you start with the mag lamp and you verbalize everything you see. Then, you politely inform the client you're dimming the lights before you move on to the woods lamp. It's a smooth, confident flow that just shows you are in complete command.
And here we go again. Narrate your findings. As you use the woods lamp, state your conclusions with confidence. A sentence like this doesn't just describe what you see. It interprets the information, it makes a diagnosis, and it proves to that examiner that you are a knowledgeable and competent skin therapist.
Okay, so we've covered the 3 pillars of success. Now let's quickly pivot and talk about the common pitfalls, the mistakes that are so easy to make, and how to sidestep them. We're going to turn these potential errors into demonstrations of your expertise.
The #1 exam killer is poor hygiene. It's an instant fail, no questions asked. So, what's the easiest way to avoid this? Verbalize everything. I mean, everything. Say, I am now sanitizing my hands, or I am now disposing of this in the clinical waste bin. Make your compliance literally impossible for them to miss.
Another big one, silence is not golden in a practical exam. The examiner is assessing your ability to communicate with a client just as much as your technical skills. Explain what you're doing, check in on their comfort using that 1 to 10 scale, and provide clear aftercare advice. Your voice is one of your most important tools, so use it.
And finally, equipment handling. It's the little things that can cost you dearly, like resting a handpiece on a non-sterile surface. Always use your sterile field. And before you turn on any machine, state your settings out loud. I am setting the machine too. It just shows methodical thinking and that crucial attention to detail.
So as we wrap this up, I really want to reframe this whole experience for you. That practical exam, it isn't the final test of you as a student. It's the first day of you acting as a professional.
Because at the end of the day, that's what this all comes down to. The examiner isn't trying to catch you on some obscure fact you forgot to memorize. They are simply looking for proof that you can be trusted with a client's safety and well-being. Mastering these 3 pillars, safety, hygiene, and assessment, is that proof. So walk into that room not as someone who's just hoping to pass, but as a professional who's ready to demonstrate their expertise. You have the skills, you know the pillars, now go and show them what you can do. You've got this.